What is up, YouTube? Today is kind of an emergency episode, and I didn't want to make this episode. But, as you can see, this piece of cardboard under this tank is very, very wet. And that's very, very bad, because that means that this tank is leaking. It has not leaked this much. I have already started draining some of the water out. But I wanted to go ahead and get the cameras going. I'm going to go ahead and turn the filters off, drain out the majority of the water, and catch the fish and shrimp, and get them transferred into a bucket. And then luckily I have an extra 10-gallon tank that I know doesn't leak. So I'm going to go ahead and get that set up. And hopefully not completely screw up this scape and all these plants. So wish me luck. You'll get to see how good a job I do. Okay, so I've got a bucket down here that you're not going to be able to see, but I'm going to go ahead and start getting rid of the water and I'm not gonna lie, I'm hoping I'm gonna be able to suck up some of these chili rasboras with the water. They'll be fine. I'm sorry, I completely misworded that. I'm hoping that I don't suck up these chili rasboras, but if I do, they'll be fine. So I've gone ahead and drained out the majority of the water. Now I'm going to go ahead and get all of the filter media and the little spray bar filter transferred into the bucket, just so that I can keep the bacteria alive in the filter media. Alright, so I've already gone ahead and got the filter media and everything out, and I've got two of the big snails out. I'm about to pull these two guys out. A big ram's horn. And a very big nearite that doesn't want to let go, but just did. There we go. Alright, now comes the very, very unpleasant part of trying to catch all these little tiny fish and shrimp out of this tank. So, probably going to time-lapse this because it's going to take forever. So I've gone ahead and got all the livestock out of here, all of the, most of the water, Next we are going to work on plants. And I'm hoping that from what I'm seeing here is I'm just going to be able to pull these up pretty easily. And then I'll have to clean them off, of course. But I should be able to replant this pretty easily and hopefully not ruin the aquascape that I had. But again, emergency. So I've now gotten damn near all the water out. And like I said, I'm just going to go ahead and start pulling the big chunks of hair grass out. Alright, so I've gone ahead and got most of the grass out. Next thing, and we're going to cut through this, but I'm going to go ahead and swap the tank out, get this tank off of where it's at, get the new tank in its place, but before that, get rid of this soaked cardboard and dry everything off. So it has been more days than I would like to admit since I have worked on this tank, but today we are back on it. I've already got the replacement tank that I know holds water and hopefully won't leak on me. I've already gone ahead and put my light on it, and I've put a little bit of substrate that was still in this tank originally, and I've gone ahead and shaped that. Next, I'm going to go ahead and put, I don't know how you can see this, but I'm going to go ahead and put 2-hour Aquarist APT, because this is nutrients and beneficial bacteria, all sorts of good shit. So we'll go ahead and sprinkle this in. Alright, so I've gone ahead and added that. And I am going to go ahead, because I'm actually going to put a patch of sand over here in this corner, in the far corner. So I'm actually going to go ahead and get the nutrients and stuff swept out of that area. Alright. And now I'm going to go ahead and start adding in the old substrate from this tank before I add the rocks. So now we're going to go ahead and get our rocks put in place. And for that, I'm going to be using the same rocks, but I think I'm going to put them in a different orientation. try to get you over to where you can see this, but this layout is much better than the first. So maybe the leaking tank was a blessing in disguise, because I really like the way this is going to look. So here we are looking at it from the front, and like I said, I like this layout a lot more than I liked the previous one. So I think now it's time to transplant what grass I have left, and then I also bought some new grass. So we're going to go ahead and replant this tank and add some sand to this front corner right over here, and then we'll reintroduce the fish and check back in on this in a day or two. I have gone ahead and prepared one package of the dwarf hairgrass that I got today, and not sponsored in any way, shape, or form, but this is just the tissue culture that you can buy at PetSmart. That is planting done, and it's actually pretty heavily planted. It will grow in pretty quick. And now, over here in this front corner, I'm going to go ahead and add some sand, and this is just Quickcrete play sand that I've washed really well so that it doesn't make the tank suck. Alright, and there we are. This is looking at it straight on. Since there are going to be shrimp in this tank, I am going to do something that I should do on all of my shrimp tanks, and that is put in a feeding tube for them. So, I have my little shrimp food dish that I'm going to put right here in the corner. And then I'm going to attach some suction cups, maybe. All right. Then I'm going to go ahead and snap that into place. And there will be a link down below to this from Amazon. Maybe. It's just a deformed suction cup. I'll go run this under some hot water and that'll fix it. I'll be right back. And there we go. And like I said, I bought these off of Amazon. They come with 4 feeding tubes, 2 long ones and 2 shorter ones. They also come with 8 feeding dishes. There's 4 of the small ones that I've got in there right now. And then there's 4 that are much larger than that as well. But next thing we need to do is get some water in this tank so that I can get my fish back in it. Sorry for the background noise. What I'm going to do is I am going to take this large piece of plastic and I am going to lay it down in here. And the reasoning for this is so that I don't screw up my scape. And then I'm going to move the camera, get you back over to this angle. But now I am going to slowly pour the water in. right after setting it up. I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights off, let everybody chill out overnight, but I mean, everybody seems to be right at home and not very stressed out or anything, so we will check back in tomorrow and see how everybody made it through the night. It has been just a little over 24 hours since I reintroduced everybody. There are a couple of tufts of grass that are floating around, so I'll take care of that later. I got to do a water change here in a little while, but I do believe that this tank is going to turn out amazing, and I've got to say that I'm much happier with it than I was with the original Iwagumi. As usual, I just want to thank you guys for watching. If you found this interesting or helpful or anything like that, do me a favor and think about hitting that like, share, subscribe buttons. You know, the typical YouTube crap. Until next time, remember to get your hands wet.